Welcome to the African Violet Rehabilitation Center. This is one of the African violets that I rescued. And what I'd like to do in today's program is discuss how I rescued this one. Then I'd like to discuss another one that I just got today. And then I'll show you the results of how it rehabilitates. It seems like African violets are really easy to grow. I've never grown any my whole life. Now, in the last 3 or 4 years, I've grown a lot of streptocarpus, which are similar. In fact, they're related to African violets. But this is my first ever African violet. I was helping a friend while he was on vacation, and he asked me to come into the home every couple days and just check it out, make sure the plumbing's working and so on. And on one of those visits, I noticed an African violet sitting on one of the tables, and it was looking really sad. Half the leaves were drooping and dried up. A few of the center leaves were still kind of green. I felt sorry for it, so I snipped one of the leaves without telling him, brought it home, rooted it up. This plant was grown from that cutting, and it was flowering really nice about a month ago. It's looked like this for 4 weeks. Now, these are quite old now, and a lot of the old flowers are finished, but it still has some new buds coming. It's going to look good for another couple weeks for sure. As I said, I've never grown these, so I don't know if it will continue to bloom, but based on what I see here, it's going to bloom really well, and then it'll probably stop for a while. But if we look behind the flowers, the leaves are looking really great. It's a healthy plant. And I grow it under lights along with all my streptocarpus. Gets the same kind of treatment, gets watered exactly the same way. If you want to know how I grow these and my streptocarpus, I'll put a link at the end for you. Now on to today's rescue. I was down at the local senior center and we were putting our table tennis tables away, and I noticed this poor little plant sitting up on a shelf. No light, nobody's taking care of it, and I felt sorry for it. And I thought, I'm going to bring it home and see what I can do with it. Here's the poor little thing. It's from Terra, which is a local greenhouse, and they actually do a pretty good job with plants. I bought a lot of things from them over the years. It looks like a pink African violet, but all the flowers are dried up. The outer leaves are droopy and dry. But I noticed that the central leaves were still there. They're not looking great, but I think I can rehabilitate this. So let's have a closer look at this plant, because I think there are some inherent problems in the way this has been potted up. If we have a close look, you can see that the flowers are gone, but even these outer leaves, I mean, they're gone too. But there's hope for this plant. Now, the first thing I noticed was that it was in a nice decorative pot. But if we look at the bottom, there are no holes here. Now, hopefully this plant is in an inner pot, but it doesn't really look like it. The lack of holes is certain death for most houseplants, and especially for African violet. Now, I've looked over the plant and I don't see any pests. I think it's pretty clean that way. The next thing I noticed is that it's got a weird soil in here, or potting media. These are small chunks of bark. That's not right. So let's get rid of that. Oh, and here's the plant. It just fell out. So it has a bunch of stones in the bottom. I guess the idea is that since we don't have drainage holes, the stones will prevent the plant from getting too much water. But that doesn't work. This is a really bad idea. I'm actually really disappointed that Terra would sell a plant like this. The bark was just layered on top. I guess this is a decorative idea. Looks better than soil. At least some people think so. The plant itself looks like it's in peat moss. And boy, is it dry. I mean, there's no moisture in here at all. I'm surprised this plant is still alive. So what are we going to do with this? There are a couple options. These older leaves are not coming back, so we might as well get rid of those. Let's clean up the plant a little bit. I'll leave that one, I think. No, let's get rid of it too. I'll leave that one. Here's another old one. Now we have a much smaller plant, and it has a pretty big root ball here. I'm going to guess most of the roots have died off as well because this is just bone dry. This hasn't been watered in weeks. If I pot it up like this, I have a small plant in a big pot, and African violets don't like that. You want to match the size of the pot to the plant. So what I think I'm going to do is get rid of some of this. Now we have a good sized root ball. So what I'm going to do with this is pot this up. I'm going to set it in some water for about 20 minutes. I want this to really soak up the water well. Then we'll take it out of the water, and I think these leaves will revive themselves. If any of these leaves don't get turgid, I'm going to cut them off. We don't want to strain the plant by having a lot of wimpy leaves on here. Let me go through that and show you what the plant looks like. It's been 10 days since I potted up my African violet. After potting up, I watered it really well, and then I put it inside this baggie. What the bag does is it creates a humidity in here of 100%. I wanted that because I expect that the plant had very poor roots, or none at all, and I didn't want the leaves to get more dehydrated. I've peeked in here a couple times and the plant's doing really well. I'm going to show it to you in a second. Now it's time for the next step. So what I'm going to do is start opening the bag. What I do with this method is I just open the bag and leave it like this for a day or two. And then I roll the bag down a little bit and leave it for another couple days. Roll it down a little more, another couple days. What this does is it lets the moisture escape and the humidity slowly drops over about a week's period. At the end of the week, the pot can come out of the bag and I can just grow it as a regular house plant. Now let's have a look at the plant. You might remember that a couple of these larger leaves were a little limp, and this one hasn't recovered entirely, still a bit limp. These smaller leaves are quite turgid and they're very good looking. This other large leaf here is a bit soft, but not bad. When I tug on the plant, it's quite solid in there. Now it did have a bit of a root system, so I don't know if the new roots are holding it in place or the old ball of soil is holding it, but it seems to be doing quite well. The leaves are quite dark because I've had it in an area that has very little light. It's not growing at this point, so it doesn't need the light. But now that I'm going to start taking it out of the bag, it's time to give it much more light and start to get this thing growing. So as I decrease the humidity in the bag, I'm going to keep an eye on the soil, make sure it doesn't dry out, give it more light, and in a week from now, it'll just be added to all my other plants. At this point, I'm confident that this plant will survive. It's actually looking pretty good compared to when I picked it up. I'm going to grow it on, get it to flower, and then bring you back and show you what the plant looks like in flower. The violet started growing really well and had a good head of flowers on it. I showed it to a friend of mine and she really liked it, so I gave her the plant. Unfortunately, I didn't take pictures before I gave it to her, and I just realized that the other day when I was making this video. It's been about a month and I went back to her place to have a look at the plant and take some pictures. And this is the plant now. It's just finishing up its first flower cycle, so it only has a few left. It's looking pretty healthy. The leaves are pointing upright a bit more than I like, so it probably could use more light, but the plant's doing really well. This has been a very successful rescue of a poor little African violet that was ready to die. Thank you very much for your support. If you'd like to connect directly with me, the best way is through my Facebook group, Garden Fundamentals. We'll answer all of your questions there. I also have a blog called Garden Myths, where I've debunked over 2,000 different myths. I'll put links to all of these in the description below. Happy gardening.